questions.
Now it's 6, saying goodbye to an ambulance worker killed in a downtown crash. The emotional goodbye today as the investigation in the deadly crash takes a new step forward.
A 17-year-old suspect now charged as an adult with murder for a deadly crime spree last week. Now the teen's mother is talking to RTV6.
And after a day filled with snow flurries, we are now headed for a brutally cold temperatures tonight.
Live, what's happening right now from RTV6, the Indy Channel.
Tonight, the tearful goodbye today to EMT Tim McCormick. Hundreds of people pay tribute to him 3 days after his death in a violent crash involving his ambulance downtown. That funeral is only part of the story.
The other part, we are learning new details about the investigation, including the status of blood tests on the driver of the second vehicle. We have team coverage tonight, starting with Jack Reinhardt on that investigation. Jack.
Well, Todd, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office met this afternoon with members of the Accident Reconstruction Unit of the Metropolitan Police Department, and it's just one of many elements that are under investigation in a quest to learn the truth of what happened. Senate and St. Clair, the accident site where 2 young EMS workers died early Saturday morning, has become a place of remembrance and quiet reflection. And to those who knew Timothy McCormick and Cody Medley, it's the starting point of a critical investigation.
Do it right.
Their job. They'll do their job.
Yeah, just do it right. That's all that matters, is that they get the justice that they deserve for what happened.
What happened may have been recorded on security cameras that overlook the memorial and the intersection where the crash occurred. Investigators have recovered the video surveillance for analysis. The Marion County Crime Lab has completed alcohol testing of the blood sample, voluntarily given by the 21-year-old driver who survived the crash with minor injuries. The other blood sample arrived today at the Indiana State Police Laboratory, where it will undergo testing to determine the presence of any of 12 different drugs. While the lab handles 6,000 cases a year, the one involving the EMTs will move ahead of the others.
We do get requests occasionally from the prosecutors for high priority cases, and we acknowledge that, and we'll put that in the beginning of the queue, yes.
Investigators will also take eyewitness statements and depend on Metro Police to reconstruct the events leading up to the moments before and after impact. Prosecutors say they will follow the investigation wherever it leads.
The investigation is not just limited to the crash reconstruction, but any other places where we think there may be information that would relate to what happened.
We've been told there will be no rush to judgment. The toxicology test alone could take up to 6 weeks, or rather 2 weeks to complete, and investigators say they will give the case whatever time it needs. Live downtown, Jack Reinhardt, RTV6.
All right, Jack, thanks for that update.
And now to the other part of that story tonight, the emotional goodbye to one of the EMTs killed in that crash. Hundreds of family, friends, and coworkers gathered for the tearful funeral service this morning. Let's continue our team coverage now with RTV6 reporter Chris Profit. Chris.
And Erica, Private McCormick was just 24 years old, and Specialist Medley, he was just 22, both remembered for their work with Indianapolis EMS and their tragic deaths over the weekend. Private McCormick's body was carried from Crown Hill Cemetery to the cathedral downtown in a large procession. His casket removed from an EMS ambulance and carried to the church where no media was allowed today. Friends describe McCormick as someone dedicated to his job and his patients, many with life-threatening illnesses and injuries. They call him compassionate and say that his death shows the dangers that public safety workers constantly face.
We also saw today, both in the mayor's comments and in everything that was said at the service, that there's a lot of support for the family and for the entire IEMS family. It's very clear that they all are there for each other in times of need, and I think that's a real blessing.
And some of the public safety officials that were in attendance today came from across the nation. Private McCormick was from New York State, and his body will be carried there and buried later this week. Reporting live downtown, Chris Profit, RTV6.
Thank you, Chris. And there will be a public memorial tomorrow for both Tim McCormick and Cody Medley. That event is open to anyone who wants to attend at 10 a.m. at Clues Hall at Butler University. RTV6 will be there and have full coverage for you tomorrow.
To the weather now, we've seen plenty of this today. Snow flurries in central Indiana. They have finally given way this afternoon, though, to sunny skies, but we have a new change for tonight. Bitter cold temperatures. Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory has details for us. Kevin?
And it's all quite a change from that sunny, mild day yesterday. Perhaps the wind woke you up at some point last night. 1 o'clock in the morning, our 59-mile-per-hour wind gust. We did have some trees down in the downtown area as a result. Other peak wind gusts today over 40 miles per hour in Muncie, Shelbyville, and Lafayette. They'll stay strong tonight, but just not as strong. Shockingly colder. How much colder? Almost 30 degrees colder in Indy, about 35 degrees colder in Muncie right now than it was 24 hours ago. And we've got the snow showers around to prove it. They're hugging 465 on the west and southwest sides. All this moving to the east, enough to cover the ground, reduce visibility just a little bit. But once we get to the setting sun, then those will begin to fade away, and the temperature will continue its march to the single digits in spots. By 11 o'clock tonight, 20 degrees. Sky will be mostly cloudy in Indy. We've got to focus on Thursday and also Monday in my forecast. Find out why I picked those 2 days coming up.
New developments today in that violent crime spree that police say was carried out by 2 teenagers. Prosecutors have filed a murder charge against the 17-year-old suspect in a spree that left 1 person dead and ended with that high-speed chase and crash. RTV6 reporter Derek Thomas has been following this case and was in the courtroom this morning. He's live now in our newsroom. Derek?
Erica, Sir Quayne Burr faces 13 criminal counts, but his mother told me he is loving, caring, and a sweetheart. 17-year-old Sir Quayne Burr is formally charged with the murder of 38-year-old John Yingling as he sat in his truck in his driveway. The victim's wife was talking to him on the phone when the attack occurred.
What I consider from the charges that we filed to be particularly, concerning is the fact that after shooting Mr. Yingling, they drove around, found another victim, shot him, drove around the block and came back to shoot at him again. So the mere fact of shooting someone and killing them wasn't enough to stop them in what they were doing.
Yingling's murder occurred sometime after 7 a.m. on February 13th. By 11:30 that morning, Burr and his 15-year-old accomplice had crashed this vehicle following a high-speed police chase that ended in Brownsburg.
The guy stuck his hand out the window and extended the pistol and just started shooting.
Burr is also charged with the attempted murder of Rex Suter. He was wounded when multiple shots were fired at him as he walked his dog in his neighborhood. Burr's mother is shaken by the accusations.
This is just it's still unreal to me, so it's just still unreal. It's my child. I can't, I just really don't even know what to say.
Now, Burr will have his initial hearing tomorrow morning. The 15-year-old accomplice is scheduled for a hearing in juvenile court on Thursday. Derek Thomas, RTV6.
All right. Thank you, Derek.
New tonight, investigators have formally blamed the poor weather conditions for the massive pileup on I-70 last month that killed 1 person. The state police report released today says near whiteout conditions during a snow squall led to the 41-vehicle wreck. The wreck killed a 25-year-old from Canada who was sleeping in the berth of a semi. State police also confirmed today that no drivers were cited in the incident. New at 6, the FBI needs your help finding the people involved in a case of child sexual exploitation. They've sent an alert today around the country to find answers about a case that may involve an elementary school in Indiana. RTV6 anchor Jenna Coy is following this story for us. Jenna.
Well, Todd, this is a very unusual type of alert today from the FBI, but they're doing it to find 2 men who might have information about the sexual abuse of a young child. So take a look at this. The agency released these 2 pictures today, men they identify as John Doe's number 23 and 24. Investigators believe these 2 men have critical information about sexual images involving a child. The pictures first turned up online in 2003, but authorities are going public now because they believe the 2 men have had contact with the child. And here's where the potential Indiana connection comes in. This yellow T-shirt, which has the words New Market on it and the image of a basketball. Agents suspect the shirt might be connected with New Market Elementary School in Montgomery County here in Indiana. They're also sending alerts to 3 other New Market Elementary schools in the country and to about half a dozen communities that have the name New Market. So this alert is part of an initiative by the FBI to get public help to find victims and potential suspects in child sex cases. Now, they stress no charges have been filed in this case. If you have any information, call the FBI. You can also find more on this story on our website, theindychannel.com. Todd and Erica.
Thank you, Jenna. Will you pay less in state income taxes next year?
We have new information in the battle over Governor Pence's tax cut plan. Norman Cox has those details next.
And sunshine returns tomorrow. It's easy to work with sunshine, isn't it? Doesn't really help the temperature that much. What's a little trickier, the wintry mix for Thursday night. Details ahead.
It's a top 5 showdown between Indiana and Michigan State, and the I-Zone is already rocking. I'm Brad Brown in East Lansing. We'll get you set for the Hoosiers and the Spartans coming up.
The unemployment numbers for veterans are staggeringly high. Now, a local business is trying to fix that with hiring focused solely on veterans, including those who are injured. A look at veterans' antiquities coming up on RTV6 News at 7.
The device that lets thieves cash in on your stolen phone.
Present a valid government-issued photo ID.
Call 6 investigator Stephen Dean exposes a security flaw with machines in local malls. Don't miss his undercover investigation Thursday night at 11 on RTV6.
Thinking about a new vehicle? We'll make it happen at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck. Step up to a sporty new Verano, only $149 a month. Stop thinking and start driving at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck, US 31 South and I-465 and Washington Street.
People always ask me, are your pizzas really made with better ingredients? Taste the quality of our new steak and cheese pizza, and you see for yourself. Nobody does what Papa John's does.
For just $11, get Papa's new steak and cheese pizza, topped with premium steak and creamy garlic Parmesan sauce. Try one today, or choose any large Papa John's pizza, even specialties, just $11. That's right, taste Papa John's quality with any large pizza, only $11.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Imagine a school partnering with parents in the education of their children. It's happening today at Imagine, Indiana Life Sciences Academy West. In fact, nearly 90% of our parents agree that Imagine West offers ample opportunities for them to get involved in their children's education, an education that matches the needs and interests of individual students. Imagine, Indiana Life Sciences Academy West. Growing minds, guiding hearts. Visit ImagineSchools.com.
Introducing GMC Pro Grade Protection, the industry's best pickup coverage. 2 comprehensive warranties, and now scheduled maintenance. Why so confident? Let's just say we've done our homework. Built to a higher standard. Covered to stay that way. That's professional grade. Trade up to this specially equipped GMC Sierra with your package discount for a total value of $77.50. Plus, get the industry's best pickup coverage, including 2 years of scheduled maintenance. Another industry first from GMC.
At Tyco Integrated Security, we consider ourselves business optimizers. How? By building custom security solutions that integrate video, access control, fire and intrusion protection, all backed up with world-class monitoring centers, thousands of qualified technicians, and a personal passion to help protect your business. When your business is optimized like that, there's no stopping. We are Tyco Integrated Security, and we are sharper.
Thinking about a new vehicle? We'll make it happen at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck. Drive a sleek new Buick LaCrosse for as low as $239 a month. Stop thinking and start driving at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck, US 31 South and I-465 and Washington Street.
Welcome back, girlfriend.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Robin.
Welcome back, Robin.
Welcome back, Robin.
From all of us here at Good Morning Indiana and RTV6.
Welcome back.
We are now just over 12 hours from a huge moment here on RTV6 and ABC.
The return of Robin Roberts to Good Morning America. She left the show a little more than 5 months ago to get chemotherapy and a bone marrow transplant to fight a rare blood disorder. You've watched so much of her journey right here on RTV6. Well, today we got a chance to talk with GMA co-anchors Josh Elliott and Laura Spencer about what it means to have Robin return to the show.
Sam was saying earlier today, and it's true, I think she taught us all not to live in fear.
Yep.
And she dealt with the ultimate fear and dealt with it with such grace and such remarkable strength, the strongest person I know.
Yep.
And so it's something that has, it will touch me ad infinitum, even having her back.
Robin is back tomorrow, and you can see how Indiana is welcoming her back on Good Morning Indiana starting at 4:30 a.m. And then Robin rejoins the GMA team starting at 7 a.m. right here on RTV6.
And we can't wait. To the State House now, where Governor Mike Pence's plan to cut your state income tax rate has received a boost. A key Senate committee listened to the idea just one day after House Republicans rejected it. But as RTV6 State House reporter Norman Cox explains, the tax cut still faces an uphill battle.
The Senate Tax and Fiscal Policy Committee today heard one bill that exactly matches what Pence wants and another that is very close. The Pence bill would cut the state individual income tax from 3.4% to 3.06% over 2 years. The other, more gradual bill would reduce the tax to 3% in 4 years. Small business representatives, whose companies usually pay taxes at the individual rate, say enacting either reduction would spur hiring.
Absolutely, because they will just automatically plow that back into their businesses. They're to create jobs, to buy equipment, to expand, which they're not doing right now.
Sponsors say Pence deserves the benefit of the doubt on what is the cornerstone of his economic plan.
Anytime the government takes in more money than it needs to operate, I think it's incumbent upon government to return the remainder back to the taxpayer. And so I think that we have already seen through Chris Atkins, the budget director's presentation over in House, that the governor can afford to pay for this tax cut while also balancing the budget.
But opponents warn that surpluses have been known to disappear in the blink of an eye. One questions how the state can say it has a surplus when it owes so much money.
We have significant debts that the state owes, with pensions that aren't funded, with the money that we owe to the federal government for the unemployment compensation insurance that we borrowed. We owe nearly $2 billion to the federal government, and then we talk about having a $2 billion surplus. So I think this is not the time to do it.
Committee Chairman Brant Hirschman did not hold a vote on either bill, but he said today's hearing allowed both sides to air their views on an issue that almost certainly will be voted on as part of the budget bill when it arrives from the House. At the State House, I'm Norman Cox, RTV6.
Meanwhile, that budget bill continued to progress through the House today. The Ways and Means Committee approved the spending plan and forwarded it to the full House for a vote in the next week.
Now, your Storm Team 6 certified most accurate forecast from Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory.
Quite a change from yesterday, Kevin. It's cold out there.
It all started at 1 o'clock this morning. So we hit 60 yesterday. At 1 o'clock this morning, we were still at 46. That's when we had our 59-mile-per-hour wind gust. And that was the cold front. Temperatures just been falling ever since. They'll hit rock bottom tomorrow morning. You guys remember the coldest temperature I had on the map for tomorrow morning?
I can get close to it, I think.
8. Oh, yeah. You'll remember it tomorrow evening, probably. Let's show you what's going on. We've had these snow showers move through. Of course, it's cold, so this is a dry, fluffy snow, and it's windy. So it's just whipped around in central Indiana, enough to cover the ground and accumulate in the grassy areas, but it's not created much of any issues on the roadway. It does lower your visibility. These will continue into the evening hours, cutting through Marion County now from Speedway down to Plainfield, right at the airport, and then toward Beech Grove. This will move through Lawrence, Castleton, Fishers as it slides to the east. You see the general movement here. From west to east, they just don't want to seem to end. They will eventually end by mid to late evening. Windy and cold. Now the winds tonight, 15 to 25 miles per hour, not as strong as they have been through the day. Sunny but cold tomorrow. The average high is 41 this time of the year. Temperatures tomorrow will stay in the mid-20s. Thursday, we set the stage for the arrival of the weather system Thursday night. So I'm skipping tomorrow. It's dry. We get to Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Here comes the cloud cover and the blues of snow crossing the Mississippi River by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, then pushing to the north and east. We should have snow in the southern third of the state at 6 o'clock in the evening. What's going to happen is warmer air is going to come up and over the colder air at the surface and bring sleet and some freezing rain along with the snow. And how much is converted to each will influence any snowfall potentials. But I think light snow accumulations and light ice accumulations, both possible. Trickier travel will be Friday morning. 24 now, west wind at 24. You've got no issues tonight or tomorrow morning. Temperatures 24 in Indy, while temperatures are in the teens in the northern third of the state. Wind chill temperatures single digits already above zero. They'll be in the single digits below zero first thing in the morning. Kids will want to stand at the front door and wait until they hear the bus and then see the bus before walking out and hopping on. Temperatures from Lafayette to Peru around 8 degrees to start today. Afternoon high temperatures tomorrow will be in the 20s, and that's it. Watch what happens in the 7-day forecast. Temperatures stay cold tomorrow. There's our wintry mix that arrives late in the day. I'll kind of pull out some more information on Thursday for you. Clouds increase first. Then after 7 o'clock at night, our chance for snow, freezing rain, and sleet will go up. Temperatures will be steady overnight, generally in the upper 20s. As we get back to the 7-day forecast in Friday, temperature of 41 for the high. Notice what happens over the weekend. We build a little temperature momentum. 39 Saturday, 45 will be the temperature on Sunday. Warm enough that the next weather system brings rain, and 48 degrees Monday. Tuesday of next week, partly sunny, and 48. We've got a little bit of everything in there.
Rain, snow
sunny
mix.
Dry days, and then the wintry mix.
Yeah, let's get past that. All right, Kevin. Thank you, sir.
Spells with sports.
Yeah, wintry mix. How about a blizzard of basketballs coming up? Number 1, Indiana. Number 4, Michigan State. Coach Crean and company getting ready for the big game. We'll also check in with Magic Johnson, the Spartan legend. He breaks down the matchup coming up next.
Storm Team 6 weather is brought to you by Royal Spa. Come in now for the lowest prices of the season. Royal Spa will beat any competitor's deal by $200.
Only Eyeglass World gives you 2 pairs of glasses for $78 and contacts as low as $11.50 a box.
Eyeglass World lets me save on contacts and glasses, so I don't have to choose.
I wear my contacts almost every day, but some days I want to look a little sharper, and that's when I wear my glasses. They had my contacts in stock, and my glasses were ready the same day.
I get everything I want, including low prices.
Eyeglass World. Glasses that make the difference. Prices that make it possible.
The Tax Time sales event is now on at Honda West. Come in and sign and drive a brand new 2013 Accord LX sedan for only $249 a month. Or if you've hit a couple of bumps in the road with your credit and you're looking for a great used Honda, come in and check out our Guaranteed Credit Acceptance Program. We have a large selection of quality used cars and a finance department that makes it easy to find out what you qualify for. Come or visit us today. Honda West at 38th and Georgetown Road.
Honda West. Every 26 seconds, another high school student drops out. Without a high school diploma, 44% will not find a job. For those who want a better life, a new Indianapolis school offers hope. This fall, Crystal House Doors, a dropout recovery school, will be open to young adults who want to earn their high school diploma. Crystal House will re-engage students, allowing them to choose their pathway to success. Crystal House Doors is a part of the Gateway to College National Network. For more information, visit chdoors.org.
I grew up about 1.5 miles from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, so my fascination with cars and fast cars began at a very early age. I think when you love what you do, you just naturally strive for excellence. You just don't want to settle for anything less. The trick is to take something that you're passionate about and be able to fashion a career out of it. And fortunately, I chose a place that helped me do exactly that.
Unique Home Solutions has free window caulking by our great handyman team. Just take a look at any of our American products and our handyman team will caulk your windows for free. Handyman team members, just like installers, are expert, unique employees, not subcontractors like the big box stores use. Get free window caulking just for looking at any Unique Home Solutions product.
Unique Home Solutions, 1-800-800-1971.
I may have retired from the game, but not from being big. Good thing one car gives me full-size luxury and 36 miles per gallon, which is nice because I've got shoes that are bigger than most hybrids and more stylish, too. If you don't know the luxurious yet fuel-efficient LaCrosse, you don't know Buick.
Celebrate President's Day and lease this EPA-estimated 36 Highway MPG LaCrosse with no first month's payment, no security deposit, and zero due at signing.
What happens when you ask the country's most creative, successful minds, from Green Berets to Wall Street Titans, their secrets to a happy family?
You don't need a grand plan.
Tonight, the life-changing new insights on World News with Diane Sawyer, and later on Nightline on ABC.
There is a home court advantage, and then there are some places where they have a home court dominance. Michigan State Spartans have owned the opposition at the Breslin Center this year, and matter of fact, the Indiana Hoosiers are one of the teams who know just how difficult it is to win in East Lansing. IU hasn't won at Michigan State since 1991. If you want to put that in perspective, only 3 of Indiana's current players were alive during the Hoosiers' last win at MSU. Not the age of Brad Brown, but he remembers that last Indiana win. He joins us live from the Breslin Center for number 1 versus number 4. Brad?
Yeah, we're We're still about 45 minutes from tip-off, Jason. The Breslin Center is starting to come to life here as they're going to fill the place up tonight. And a big part of that, and the reason why Michigan State is so good, is the is-zone. We'll have photographer Dave Marin show some of these students here. Some of these kids started lining up at 7 o'clock this morning to get the very best seats in the house for this one. We want to take you back to Purdue's visit here when they took on Michigan State. That was about 6 weeks ago. I'll give you some of the numbers on MSU. At home this season, the Spartans are 15-0. Against IU, they've won 17 straight games here. That dates all the way back to 1991. Calvert Chaney played on that team. Damon Bailey, Brian Evans, guys like that. Coach Knight, the team eventually went to the Final Four the next year in 1992. Bottom line is, the Spartans are very, very good at home. You know it's a very big game when they wheel out the big-time alums. None bigger here than Michigan State than Irvin Magic Johnson. He's working the game with ESPN tonight, but his heart will always be with the Spartans.
Well, I must remain professional and do my job. Am I going to sit here and lie to you and say I don't want Michigan State to win? I would be lying, and everybody else in here know I would be lying. I love Michigan State, and I hate, and it hurts me when they lose.
Hoosiers and the Spartans, big game tonight here at 11. It's just the pregame, and again, the is-zone, they are all sorts of ready for this one. Highlights, reaction coming up tonight at 11. We won't hear much of ourselves here tonight, so we'll talk to you while we can now. That does it for us live at the Breslin Center in East Lansing. Jason, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Brad. Take care. We're checking with you later tonight. Butler also in action. The Dogs with an impressive home record of their own. Just one loss at Hinkle Fieldhouse this season, and that was last week. The Dogs looking to start another home win streak tonight. They host Duquesne. Tip-off set for 7 o'clock. And let me show you what's at stake. How about top place in the A-10? Butler only a game back of VCU and St. Louis, a half game back to St. Louis for #1 in conference standings. A-10 conference winding down, much like the Big Ten. So all of these games count. Butler, Duquesne, and, of course, the big one, Indiana, Michigan State. That game tips at 7 as well. Brad is there. Have full reaction coming up tonight and highlights at 11.
All right. Thank you, Jason.
The place will be rocking, yeah.
Yeah, Brad had said earlier they waited out almost 5-6 hours in the cold to get into the game tonight. Well, cold temperatures here. How cold? We'll be in the single digits in the morning. There are your snow showers. They'll continue between now and, say, 9 o'clock as they slide to the east.
Don't wait outside here for anything, right?
No. Come on back in at 7.
Thank you for making RTV6 your choice for news.
And we do hope to see you back here at 7.
Thank you for choosing RTV6 News. For the latest news and conversation, like RTV6 on Facebook and stay connected.
Closed captioning is brought to you by me, Terry Lee of Terry Lee Honda in beautiful Avon.
The plain and